Okay. Done. Thinking. Just राम नाम जपने से कुछ नहीं होगा. Yeah. So what we're going to do is exactly at 1:35, stop what you're doing. And maybe you can complete it a little later. Okay. You want to look at it and complete is absolutely fine. No problem. But trust me, in the exam, you look at it, you won't find it. No, you won't find the answers. So what? Okay. What's the time? I'm hell bent on completing this, whatever I have decided to do for today, which includes a little bit of a hangover from the previous class. So I really want you to put down your devices at exactly at 1:35 so that we can start off. And take a coffee break, you can complete it. Okay. Right. So stop. We'll do it later. Okay. This is just a brush up. This is just a brush up. And what do you think are the answers? Let's look at the questions. Let's look at the questions. Class 2 brush up, no? Why do you think vision, mission, objectives are important for an organization? And I put a second column, especially in its communication to the customer and employees. So what do you think? Why do you think vision gives a direction to? Okay. To whom? To whom? To the employees. You really, am I here to make money? Am I here to keep you all happy? Or am I here to fill in the coffins or coffers of my family? What's my mission statement? Okay. So then anything else? Why we need to attract, modify that sentence. Yeah, the whole why are you here for? Yeah. It motivates the organization. Very good.
What company stands for?
Continue.
What company stands
What
for?
company stands for?
Yeah.
What company stands for? We are a what is it? We are an employee first company, or we are no discrimination company, or in our vision statements, women and men have equal pay. Something like that tells you what we think of it. Okay.
Sir, it also helps stakeholders. It also helps stakeholders as well as investors because it helps in building trust, whether they are
correct. But so long, all of you have been talking about communication to the employee. What is the communication to the customer? So why would the customers need to have anything to do with the vision and mission of the company? I want to buy a SIM card. Do you think I really care about the mission of the company or vision of the company? So can you just state that? Why would I modify that sentence a little more nicer? So it helps the customer choose between two, and so who is more trustworthy? What if you run away overnight? What is that called? Fly by night operators. I don't know if you've heard the phrase called fly by night operators. They're here today and gone tomorrow, right? I mean, so if we are here, we plan to be here for the next 10 generations. We'll serve you. That's kind of a thing. Okay. Then position this in order. I thought all of you knew that this meant the product. And those of you who didn't know, partly it's my mistake. I should have used that particular sentence. So what is the order? Core. It's a core product. What is it that you're looking out for? After that, what happens? Generic. What comes next? I just want, I want a car. I want a car with a seat belt. Then what comes next? Expected. I guess it's going to give a good mileage or something, anything, even a laptop. And then augmented. Yeah, it comes in 18 different colors, or it gives you flashlights or something like that. You feel good. And then potential. I guarantee you an increment the moment you buy a car or something. You'll get married or something like that. It's kind of a very seeking. And briefly, where would you use SWOT and VRIO? Where would you use SWOT and VRIO? Now listen, I'm going to really appreciate the person who gives me the answer that I'm looking for. That key answer I want. Let's see you get it.
Normally, I'll use it while setting the targets monthly to my
Okay.
for the all the states I have.
Okay. And VRIO? Will not use it. Even after 18 months of the class here, you will not use it.
Sir, VRIO, I would use to analyze the external.
Wait. Can you start from the beginning online? Miss
The
online.
SWOT analysis I'll use when I have to, when I have to analyze the environment externally and internally. But VRIO I use when I have to analyze it externally, the market.
You can take another shot at it. You're in the same direction, but I still don't get the answer.
Sir, SWOT can be used during planning or making any kind of decisions or setting any goals, something like that. And VRIO can be used to understand what kind of resources that we have.
Wrong. I mean, wrong is wrong, not what I'm looking out for.
Sir,
galat jawab hai.
VRIO is just to check the competitive advantage, whether yes or no.
10 seconds. Think and come back.
Hello?
Almost there.
So SWOT, we just use it to look at the strength, weakness, but VRIO is where we are in the market currently. And if an organization
fine tune,
restructure itself.
Yeah. Okay, I'm listening to you all, but still not getting what I want. This is actually a test of my test. SWOT versus VRO is actually a test for me to understand how well have I been able to convey a message. Okay, now it's my test. I'll give some hints, I don't want to fail. Shall I throw this at you? No. Go back. You're almost there. Go back. Look at it a little bit, even closer. You're getting closer. VRIO? Okay. Anybody else wants to take one last shot? Hang on. I'll write 2 words and you'll get it. Hopefully you'll get it. Okay. This is yes. Correct?
Strategy.
So what's the
VRIO,
difference?
Survival strategy.
What does V stand for?
Valuable.
Value. And S stands for?
Strength.
So now what's the difference between VRIO and SWOT? Okay, I didn't hear computers. Perfect answer. So now give me the answer. You're hitting it right there. Strength is what? Whose strength? My company's strength. What is all that strength is meaningless. It's meaningless if you don't provide value. So difference between SWOT and value is SWOT is SWOT, S, W, O, T. W is replaced by C. We discussed, no? We said we'll not say we. All is my problem. My. This is the customer. Valuable to the customer, rare to the customer, right? So that is what the fundamental difference is. I look at SWOT from my point of view, BRIO as seen by the customer. Get it? Next, what is the next question? I think this is easy to answer, right? And some of you have already done that. Then what is the last one? Okay, you guys have done all of this. Perfect. Now let's go back to what is this? Isn't there a better way to do it? And this here. No. I asked some of you to watch that video. 3 videos. Four. So I pulled out some of them. I didn't mention your name so that you guys can see some very interesting ones. I know somebody who wrote this also. New ad targets young men and women. Confidence in them by showing that the Axe fragrance can not only attract women but men and animals. Now, so that's somebody who wrote it. Okay, and then somebody wrote this ad mostly shows white people are attracting others, but in this ad, even white women can be attracted by black men. Okay, so but all of you are probably getting there. The ad is very detailed and understood by everyone. This is the second ad. What is this ad? Bharat Matrimony. Okay, then this is okay. This is featuring MS Dhoni and all that. Then the ad is suggesting a matrimony of app or how it's useful to the girl. That's a good response. But there's one that I wanted to share with. It looked like somebody has liberally used Chat GPT. I don't know. Maybe it's wrong. No names mentioned. That's why actual responses are here. The advertisement is promoting Asian Paints tractor, Emulsion Shine, a product, luxurious sheen, finish. That really has to be. It really has to be. Okay, Chintu's teacher and himself are impressed with the shining balls which inspires Chintu to tell tales of prosperity. The ad highlights the product's 3-year-old performance warranty. This is Chat GPT unless and until that individual wants to come up and say that I did it. So because no names mentioned. Okay, so but we'll get back to these a little later in couple of minutes and start off the class. But I'll go back to here. You're having a look at my folder, doesn't matter. Can see this well or this is bad? It's very bad, huh? Okay, then do one thing. Stop share. No, no. Okay, right. Okay, enough. Okay, yes. Sometimes action is more powerful than words. Okay. Uh, this mode is okay? Or you want to go full? This. So, what are the 4 P's that we are talking about? Product, place, promotion. Yeah, position and price. So we just did product, right? We just said product has got so many features. It comes in multiple levels and things like that. And then these are all the products that we talked about. We also finished this slide. This is the slide that we talked. And I asked you in the question. The basic got replaced by the word generic. But that's the point, is that each author has his own way of doing it. If this author says basic product, I remember mentioning it as generic. So I put generic. So this is not a graduation class, it's a post-grad class. So you guys should be smart enough to look at it. A lot of books use the word MNE instead of MNC. So MNE stands for multinational enterprise. So, but we are used to the word MNC, so multinational company. So each one of them have their own ways of doing it. Now, after having finished product, we look at, we've done this. We talked about product life cycle. We'll not get too much of it. Place. So give me examples of things that are available in one particular place. Let's discuss place for 5 minutes. Whatever you know about place, and then we will talk. The product is available in a particular place. Yeah. Online, store. Cigars from Havana available where? Only in Havana. Okay. So he's saying they're so specific a product that they are available there. But you can't buy, you don't get them here. Difficult. Okay. Anybody else? Which is that Bangar Pit? Okay. Yeah. So more on the product. What else do you think is of place? What else can you think of place? How do you define a product and place? How do you do the comparison between a product and place? So this product, Executive MBA, it's available where for you? It's available online. It's available on this. It's also available on a recorded mode. So they are all kind of different. But if we try playing around a little bit more, we'll look at these 4 slides. Okay. Oh, how many are there? 6 of them. So what kind of products are sold here? Okay. So let's categorize them so that we have a more structured conversation. That's provided I find that duster. So we'll put 3 categories. This is the place. How do you play? This is the place. How do you qualify the place? Then what kind of products are sold here? Then what kind of competition do you expect here? And what kind of a qualification do you expect the, what is this? The placeholder to have. Right? You get it? Yeah. So this is what, how many are there? How many such places are there in Bangalore? Yeah. Okay, 10,000. Yeah, 10,000 of them. Okay. And let's also put price here. Everything. Let's put everything in one place. Those who can't see it can probably start looking at camera if it works. Okay. So now how many are there? There are about 10K of them. What kind of products are sold? FMCG standing for? Fast moving. Anybody who don't understand the word FMCG? So let's go backwards. It's easier to understand. G standing for goods. So are they physical, or actually the goods, the products can be both physical and services? So what are we talking about here? Physical products. And who is the user? And so this is a typical B2B customer, correct? Oh, yeah. Third rice effect, I'm checking that. Okay, B2C customer. And what is the word fast? What does fast moving mean? What does fast moving mean?
Daily essentials.
Comes here, it gets exhausted. If you're not very smart and you want to buy that new Maggi noodle version, wasabi version or something, you go late, it's gone. But that's what even the supplier wants. Fast, get rid of it. Okay, so these are fast moving consumer goods. Got it? Yeah. So these are primarily, and yeah. So these are FMCG products. And are you alone there? There are a lot of competition in the same place. Lot of competition. So you are hitting for consumer viewership, right? Or he just the moment he walks in, what is he? So there's going to be lots and lots of. What is a qualification of the holder of the shop? Not much, right? I mean, as long as the guy can give you proper change and he can do it, it's a qualification is minimal. What's the price value of the highest product that we can think of? 100? Yeah, say 100, 200, whatever. 100 is it? So this is one category of products. Now we are looking at Girias. So how many of them are there? Let's say 10K to 1K, right? I guess even that's a wrong number. Could be less than 100. So are they fast moving? No, I mean, they take months to move, right? I mean, they take a holiday season, there are things happening and not regional business. Seasonal. Seasonal business. Seasonal business. Wait. Okay. I got it. There are 6 seasons. I got it. Okay. What is seasonal business? Now, hang on. I'm going, this is class within class. Not primarily intended, but it's happening. What is seasonal business? Business that happens over a certain period of time, and there is a dull period, there's an active period, right? So they are also known as another word for seasonal business. They're also known as cyclic business because they have a cycle. They go through a up period, down period, they go down and they go like this, right? They all have a seasonal business. Example, some businesses are just seasonal. They are around the year. Just the other day, I went to get rid of my old newspaper. And this time when I went just 2 days back, guy said it is about rupees 20 per per kilo, per kilo. But I at one time got something like is 30 per kilo for an old newspaper. So he was telling me that that was during the COVID that people are even stopped buying paper, and then papers, there were all rumors that papers actually carry coronavirus and things like that. So there was a dip. Otherwise, there's never a dip. Like, I mean, it's always regular business. What is seasonal business is soft drinks go through a cyclic period, and then maybe air conditioners go through. So there are businesses which are cyclic, businesses which are not there. So if you look at some shares, you'll see that some shares will go up during the agriculture crop season. You'll see some products will go up during the festive season. So they all have that kind of a cyclic event. So we're just discussing that. So what is the product here? These are and do you have competition? It could be very maybe one or two players, or some shops may be exclusive in their nature. What is the qualification of the person? Think carefully before you answer me. They must have basic tech skills, okay, product knowledge, marketing skills, okay, because why? Because this guy, in this case, I hope all of you are following me. In this case, he's not marketing, he's just selling. He just gives you a product. Yeah. What else? What is that? He should be. No, you can't be wrong. So say louder. He should be a. How would he? Customer send. What does customer representative mean by that you were saying? Okay. So he should be able to. Okay. Maybe he said he should be able to understand what is in the customer's mind. Correct. Understand the mind of customer. What else? Still missing something else. No. We getting into serious mode, so we should avoid it. So what else? He should be able to. Stock. He should be able to stock some amount of goods. Okay, and then maybe he may have some other category of things. That's one look at it. Yeah, so he should also have understanding of the entire spectrum of business. Okay. Yeah, why not? That's brilliant. Let's add another category, which is target. Let's make it a clean one so that you guys can finally take a snap of it. It's a good idea. Well done. Okay, so what are we looking at? Let's look at one more time, though I'm running out of time. What is categorization of the place? The qualification of the owner. Then what is the other term? Customer segment. But I just want to discuss segment later. Customer segment, then competitor, price. What was the other one? The product. That's all. Okay, so this place is there about 110,000 places. Qualification, the owner is minimum. What is the customer segmentation? All kinds of people. Right? I mean, really don't have a segment, women, men. He could be the guy who's planning a BMW. He still has to buy Tata Namak, right? So he's going to be just very generic. Then competition, there are plenty of it. Pricing, let's say there's going to be a upper limit or whatever. So the product is basically FMCG products. Then we are talking about what is the other place? Areas, which is about 100,000 shops. Qualification is, we expect a minimum qualification, and he should be able to do what? He should be able to explain. He should be understand customer's mind, do a product demo, understand competitor for his own benefit, and stock. Then actually, I want to keep the last word for the other product, but we'll leave it at this. Customer segment here, depending on the product, there is going to be they should be above certain income level, right? Above certain income level, depending on the products. It could be even a TV or it could be a mobile. Above. Yeah, you want to say something? Ah. Yeah, so he must understand product demo, understand the psyche of the customer. Okay, fair enough. We are very generic. Well done. Then competition, there are going to be fewer competition compared to the other one. The pricing category is what? What was there's going to be a certain level, right? Certain level. And if these products are not, they may be, they got high worth goods or something, right? Then the third one is Kia Motors. So what happens in Kia Motors? Or how many of them are there? 10 of them. What is the experience, qualification of the owner? No. I mean, this guy need not know manufacturing. Say he should learn to drive. Should have a driving skill. What else? He should have excellent product knowledge. Excellent product knowledge. Then he should learn to stock, and he should understand competition. He should be able to market to some level. You're probably getting there. And the last word, he should learn how to upsell. What does the word upsell mean? Yeah, so you walk into Kia and then you're looking for the budget is 8 lakhs. So what is this guy's job? To convince you that, so go for the, what is upsell? So how can he upsell? How can he upsell? Listen, how can he upsell when you don't have money in your pocket? So he should also be able to finance you. He should be, that is most important. He should be able to even finance you. So sitting in Kia Motors is going to be an ICICI banker or HDFC, and then they say, yeah, don't worry, madam, you buy the next product, we'll give you the loan, things like that. So done. What else? Services? He should have knowledge of service. Right. So then customer segment, we can discuss on customer segment. Then competition here at this moment, really no competition because he's actually landed up, but the competition is going to be even fewer. And we know the pricing levels and the product, what category is. So having understood these three, these are different. What is this being sold here? What are sold in these two places? These are also place of sale, right? Software services are being sold out there. Then games. So now what's the now try drawing this map for this guy. Try drawing that map for him.
So we can't
How will it
see.
look?
Sir, actually, we are unable to see whatever.
Yeah, we can't see whatever you are
so
writing.
that unfortunately is the reality of life, but we'll try to take a snapshot of it and send it to you. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah. But you don't understand. Yeah. So the point I was trying to say is here he has minimum education, marginal education, higher education. But what is this story? What kind of a relationship should the seller have with the place? What kind of a relationship should the seller have with this place? What if tomorrow Google Pay says that Google Pay also owns, what if Google Play says that we own Google Pay and hence we will not carry any other fin channel? What happens to your business, Miss Phone Pay? What happens to your business, Mr. Cred? These are the only sources of connecting to your customer. If you get throttled here, you're dead. These are the only two. If iOS and Play do not carry your app, how will you ever reach out to your customer? Look at the story here. They are deciding who's going to be, and they are crucial to you. They are extremely crucial to you. Do you get the point? Is that if you don't join hands with them, they're going to be in trouble. Tomorrow they'll go and try and say that I'm going to take 10% of all your earnings. You have an alternate source. So you have that limit. So you have these three wherein you believe that you are the master, and all of a sudden this is where the change happens. But here, where is the sale happening? In the fifth instance, Amway, Tupperware, Herbalife, Avon. Okay, network marketing, but expand. Where is the place of sale? The sale is happening at the customer's place by whom? Do you see the difference? The sale is happening at the customer's place by the customer. And that is how it happens. And this is where the whole business has moved. Moving from a small shop. What is the plus point of this guy? The only reason this Mr. Number One, the Kaka shop or that the mom and pop shop survives because he's got prime location. Because he's got prime location, because he's next to a neighboring hood, everybody is going to run and dump goods at him. But in this instance, because he is the only channel of communication between you and the customer, and if you irritate him, you're out. That happens. Now here, the whole thing has moved. The seller has moved to the consumer, and the consumer and the seller are all built up into each other. Now, these are Rafale aircraft, maybe high complex electronic equipment. Where is the product being sold? So where is the product being sold? I want a specific location answer. I'll give you one more example. The maximum distance I'm willing to walk is 100 meters to the shop. The maximum distance I'm willing to walk is probably 2 kilometers to buy an air conditioner or this one. I'll go 10 kilometers if I have no other outlet for my Mercedes-Benz car. It's okay. I'm willing to go 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers. You know what's happening here. Here, they come here and they chat with me. Here, what happens? You go to your buyer. You go to your buyer. That is the difference. The buyer comes in all these places. Here, the seller goes to the buyer. Isn't it? The seller, do you think Mr. Rafale is going to come and say, okay, come to my factory? No, because Rafale is going to ask, Airbus is going to ask, MDA is going to ask. All of them will go to the buyer. Go to the buyer and say, this is what my product is. You will go to the headquarters of the defense. You will go to ISRO headquarters and say, this is what our product is. So the product sale happens at the customer's location. You all getting the change? You look at how it's moving. Here, position is important. But the position is of least important. Got it? Makes sense? Online, are you catching up? Hopefully, can one of you take a snap of this? We'll just put it on the board. So, right place. Why am I not? Where is this not? Okay. Right place, right time, right quantity. There's some slide for you to read.
I think better if you can share within WhatsApp group, sir.
What was that?
If you can share this image, it will be good. We cannot see exactly.
Yeah, but you might want to.
Yeah, WhatsApp share can be good. Take a picture and share it. That's it.
Yeah. So, why is this taking some time? Why is it moving so slowly? Okay, time out. So we've discussed product, we discussed place. We'll leave out the communication or the promotion part of it for a while. I will come back to it a little later and we'll look at price. Give me an example of a price and stories associated with it. Why did you buy a product which was at a higher price? Why did you buy a product which was at a lower price? What do you think it is? How important is price in any sale or any activity? Price is very important or least important or equally important? Very, very important. You will make a decision only on price. One of the main factors, as main as the product, as main as the promotion, as main as place. So a little bit on price. I think I need to wake you all up a little bit more. So why don't we, in which case, it looks like you need some storytelling for the moment. Let me, you get the price part of it, but let's look at a slightly different story now. Let me go back and give you something else to read. Okay, well, I have it here. Why is it so slow? Okay, listen, let's move slightly to a different topic. And I'll come back to it. Pay attention. I get a lot of noise from this section, I must tell you. So how many of you know Tanishq? Tanishq has been there. How many of you love the Tanishq products? All women raising your hands. Men also, Tanishq. Okay, so we are now talking about a case study. The thing about marketing or thing about management is that you must look at case studies, understand a case, see what went wrong, see what went right, and learn from their mistakes or probably improvise on their mistakes. So we are talking about the journey of Tanishq. Now let's see how Tanishq has evolved. Before we move to Tanishq, let's look at the consumer division. Tata has lots and lots of products. They have Salt and they have Starbucks, they have Titan, they have Skin and all those things. So lots of businesses. Like, for example, what kind of a business is Salt? It's a general business. It's not one fine day people don't decide to not stop eating salt or jump into the salt thing. It's not going to be right. It's going to be a steady market. Market is just going to be studying. Maybe watches, they could have a cyclic turn. I mean, maybe you may want to gift somebody during a holiday season or festive season. So some products have all kinds of behavior. But the product that we are going to talk about today is going to be about Tanishq. Now, historically, all of you know that gold is a good source of investment, right? You save it for a rainy day and things like that. So before we get into it, let's look at the background. This is a little bit of a dated story, meaning that Tanishq started its business in 1995. Probably some of you were not born there. So, but again, I want to take you back to the past, that how was the gold sale business in 1995 is very different from what it is today. Tanishq is a pioneer in that gold jewelry business. But did Tanishq have a wonderful ride? Was it a highway all the way? What challenges did they meet? We will look at it. So when Tanishq is a product of Titan watches, and Titan is a fabulous watch. I guess some of the finest watches that we have worn comes out from Titan. So they felt that they should enter into the gold jewelry business in 1995. 3 years later, their performance was pathetic. They just could not make any progress in the business, and they almost decided to close their business in 97, 98. Strange from where we are today. So let's look at what happened. So the story of 1995, can you all see it well? I think this is good enough as a, right? Or like storytelling. So you just listen to me. Yeah. So is it that in 1995, the jewelry business was completely unorganized? It was always an unorganized business, and people always prefer to buy from their family jeweler. Actually, for my mom's wedding, there was a jeweler who actually gave gold. So when I got married, it was the same family. It is a generation of love that is there between the seller, the jeweler, and the consumer. Lots of old relationship. And recently, I remember when there was an event in my house, the family jeweler got pretty upset. He said, "Hey, you guys didn't buy anything from me this time. You all went somewhere else and bought." So we felt bad that we actually went and bought something. So it's a long, and I'm sure all of you have similar stories to say, right? I mean, we have a long association. So jewelry was totally unorganized. People prefer to buy from family jewelers, and purchasing of gold was a joyful activity. Actually, you dress up in your best kanjivarams to go and buy gold. And I want you to go back to 1995 and look at it. Gold was bought as an investment. Gold was bought for specific events like marriage and things like that. And it's a very traditional activity. I guess nobody bought gold on Raukala. So we saw a lot of things. That was how the business was. Very, very honored. And gold purchase was a family affair. It's just not that you decide to go and buy gold. You get your mom, dad, uncle, aunt, everybody, their credit cards, and then go and buy it. But what was the problem? Titan was in its initial phase, it was a corporate name, was known for watches and definitely not known for gold jewelry. And what did Titan do? They brought a Western concept. They said that we'll make gold buying a fun event. And they introduced 18 karat. Now, as a result, losses piled up, and Titan decided that there's definitely something wrong. We should wind up this business. So they said that let's find out what went. Let's do a market research. So when they went to market and tried to find out what went wrong, there was the first initial findings. What is the initial finding? Western designs had very few papers. Nobody liked Western designs on their gold, very traditional. And 1995, not many women went to work. 1995, 1989 was a very important year. That was when internet was introduced. 1995, even India had not woken up, and Bangalore was a very different world in 1995. Not many, there was probably Infosys was just about there or something like that. So not many women at work. It was a very different lifestyle and things like that. 18 karat gold was not seriously considered. Nobody believed in 18 karat gold. I remember I traveling abroad and my wife would very clearly tell me, don't bring gold. Or you bring gold, bring them by bricks and kilos. But don't bring don't bring jewelry, because 18 karat gold nobody buys, it's not considered gold at all. And there was no customer confidence. Titan. The positioning and branding, the product was wrong. So what did they do? They had to, one, introduce traditional designs. Then they had to get the customers' trust. And then they had to know whom are they selling the product. We'll come to all of these conversation a little later. Who is buying the product? Is the mother buying the product? Is the bride buying the product? Is the grandmother making the decision? You don't even know who is the decision maker. There's so many people. Or is it the dad with the money who is making the decision? Very, very confusing. You didn't know whom were you selling. Were you selling to an independent woman, or were you selling it to a teenager? You need to know who is your end product line. So that was the understanding. So the word that we are going to do end of today's class is STP. What does STP stand for? Segmentation, targeting, and positioning. So which is the segment that you're going to go after? Are you going after the fun segment? Are you going to go after the carrot category? Or are you going to buy after the festive season? And whom are you going to target? And what is the message that you will convey to your customer? Following me? Okay, so the easiest thing to do was to move from 18 karat to 22 karat. Perfect. After Titan realized their mistake, they said, okay, done, over, no more 18 karat. Parid, let's go traditional and then 22. Did it solve the problem? So what was the second problem they faced? People were not aware that their Titan can also do good jewelry. Okay. And who was their competitor? That unorganized sector was the competitor.
Family jewelers.
And what was the relationship that the customer had with the competitor? Excellent relationship, right? They even invited the jeweler home for namkaranas and things like that, right? It's all very, very united. So how do you break a strong customer seller relationship when you are sitting out there? What is that? Reduce the price. Reduce the price is one great idea. What is the other? ISI marking. Okay, very good. What else?
Building a trust.
Building, but how do you build trust? First of all, you have to make the customer lose the trust in the other guy, right? I mean, you can't have two trust on the same thing. So analysis was you must understand your competitor. And what was the finding? The customer blind faith in the family jeweler. Faith without pricing mechanism had no logic. You didn't know what was the actual price of gold. You didn't know what was the design charges. You don't know what is wastage. That's it. He tells you the price, you buy it. And the jeweler totally undervalued the other jeweler. You want to go and give back your ring to the other jeweler. He says, this is from somebody else. But this is all Milawat. No value for that. So one jeweler did not. Other jeweler, he felt that the other jeweler was not pure in its gold content. Then there was no mechanism of exchange. Exchange the gold, whatever price he tells you on that day, that is this. Absolutely. And they were isolated.
So we are not able to hear you, sir.
There is some weird sound. Did you hear it?
Yes, correct, yeah.
Something like a
Yeah,
blast.
so we can't hear. Yeah.
There is some strange noise came and we lost the audio connectivity.
And I think Sar is also not listening to us.
I think better to chat in WhatsApp and tell them.
Yeah, please do it. Otherwise, I don't know, sir. Sir will go any further now.
Sir, lost audio connection.
Swaraj told Ruko.
Yeah, we need to wait for some time. That's what the message on WhatsApp says.
Hello, hello.
Now,
Yes, sir.
hello,
Yes,
So
sir.
we can hear you now.
not you. But they're not messaging here.
We are able to hear you, sir, online.
No. But get them to talk. Get them to talk. Okay, time out. Can you hear?
Yes, sir. No.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
we can-
sir.
From online, we can hear you, sir. Go ahead.
No, we cannot hear you, sir.
Maybe he is not able to hear us.
Yeah,
they're not
something is wrong. I mean, can anyone write in WhatsApp?
It's a message.
Just run.
Now,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
now you can hear.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
We can hear you, sir, now.
Are you able to hear us?
yes, it's a two-way communication and both of us can hear each other. Very good. Okay, they should also hear and understand. They can only understand when you are quiet. Okay, now, right? So what was the last thing that we spoke that you heard?
Competition with family jewelers.
Okay, where was that? Competition with, this is the slide. So what happens was when, let me do a 30-second wrap up and then say, when Titan realized that they were not doing well, they were and tried to do an analysis. The analysis had 4 P's in it. The first was a product. They realized that the product was wrong. That the wrong product for the user. So they said that we will correct it. That's going from 18 to 22. Perfect. The second thing that they did was to understand who is my competitor. That's a very, very important thing in every business. I must know who's my competitor. So when they realized their competitor, they realized that the competitor had a very strong bonding with the customer, and it was a very age-old relationship, and things was something very difficult. How do I break a relationship between two families, which is going on for generation? How do I, as a business, come in? That was a challenge. The second thing is the jeweler had his own whims and fancies. He decided what price he's going to sell. He's going to decide what is the price of the competitor's product, and he seems to be the king. That's because of a very illiterate consumer. The consumer was illiterate. The consumer had no knowledge, and he had a blind trust in whatever he was giving. So with this learning, they also realized that there was no paper billing, there was no billing done, there was just cash transaction. And most importantly, these competitors of Titan or Tanishq were very captive. That doesn't mean that there was one big jeweler who ruled South India. No. They were all very small guys. Like I was saying, there was a guy in Salem. He was only addressing his Salem customers. Or there was a guy in South Bangalore. He was only addressing South Bangalore customers. So the competitor had a very isolated and a very captive base. So with this learning, what is it that Titan did to change the story? Titan got this thing and slowly tried to turn the competition around. The first thing is faith without proof. The customer never suspected the gold purity of the jeweler. So what Titan did was they said, don't come to my shop to buy. No, we don't want you to come to our shop to buy. Just bring your own jewel, test it out in my machine, and find out whether your gold is good or not. Don't buy. Just I give you a carat meter, which is a non-contact purity check. Just walk in and qualify the gold that you have. Pardon? Yes, not whose product, the competitor's product. So once they walked in, they realized that 60% of the gold was not even 22 carat, not even 18 carat. So now you see what Titan achieved. Titan was able to break the long relationship that the consumer had with them. Now, as they walked in, they realized that I've been taken for a ride for a very long time. And that reminds me for another story. My mom is 92 now, and about 10 years back or 15 years back, or maybe 10 years back, her sister, obviously equally old, calls my mom and says, two sisters, three sisters, I mean, the big families, and then two brothers and all that. And when the family gets divided, they all get some gold and all that. So it so happened that my mother's sister, she gave her gold bangle her great granddaughter. And when that great granddaughter said that I didn't like this design, and she went to the store fellow said, this is not gold. Now that has come from 4 generations. A very new story, actually. I just realized 4 generations. And now she's calling my mom and saying, come, let's both fight with our brothers, and half of them are dead and gone, actually. Yeah. So this is what happens. So that was the trust that they had, and the trust is broken. Now, when the trust is broken, the footfall which came to buy only check now ends up buying the product. So slowly they were able to get consumers who actually walked into the store to even look at some new design, and sales started improving, and business started growing. So this is the first activity that they did. What was the second activity that they did? Pricing without logic, right? That was the second problem that they noticed, pricing without logic. Earlier, and I know for a long time, they say that Kochi is the best place to buy because gold is cheaper in Kochi, or Mumbai gold is cheaper. All kinds of confusion. So Titan said one country, one price. So that's it. The whole price as a question no longer existed. And how was the price determined? They say the price is determined by the price at the London Metal Exchange. So if the price at London Metal Exchange is X, this is the multiplication factor, and you can imagine, you can go for sure as to what is the price of gold. So perfectly, they were able to hit the competitor and also manage the issue of pricing. So the second thing that they did was this. Price is just one of the 4 P's. And if you do a good management of price, you can actually get over your customer. That's the second conversation. Now, the third thing that they did is that they said that refund guarantee. They say it doesn't matter. You please buy your gold, come back 2 days later and say, I don't like it. We'll take it back. So that is how they were able to delight their customer when they guaranteed 100% refund. Even Amazon makes you do that. Amazon tells you 100% refund guarantee. 7 days, 20 days. That's another story that I want to tell you. It's that I have a security guy, and every 5th day he's got a new headphone. I said, कहाँ लेते हो यार? कहाँ से आता है पैसा? नहीं sir, 5 दिन के बाद refund. Change. I got scared because he's doing business from my PIN code. Now I will get, I mean, the PIN code is a 560070 gone. People exchange for very often, right? That is how they categorize locations, right? I used to be in an office. We set up an office in some part of Bangalore. I can't name that part of Bangalore. And a very young crowd working with me. They all had a problem. Is that PIN code, they don't get credit cards. So they also, sir, humko credit card nahi mil raha. I said, I can't do anything about it because that's a PIN code issue. So trust and loyalty is at 2 sides of the same coin. So they were able to delight the customer. See how they are able to move forward. Now, what is the third thing that they did? The third thing that they did, place is just one of the 4 P's. The third thing that they did is Titan could have opened up 20 offices or 20 branches in 20 cities. They did not do that. They opened 10 branches in one city. So what did they do? They opened a branch in Jayanagar. They opened a branch in Malleshwaram, Indiranagar, because the competitor was very captive. So they were able to attack the entire Bangalore market by opening about 10, 15 of them, isolating the unorganized sector, and able to move in further. So this done, are you following the conversation as to how Titan was able to get over a conversation? Now, every tick, faith without proof, done. Pricing mechanism, done. Jeweler undervalued other jewelry? No, just bring it, put it on the carat meter. You know exactly how much is it. No mechanism for old gold exchange, sorted out. They were isolated, perfect. Pure documentation. They gave you a real nice printout and they gave you a nice golden envelope and everything was nice. Now the question to you is, when they did all this, what did they do next to increase their revenue? Okay, they did one, marketing. What else did they do? They opened multiple branches. And what else did they do?
Charging for making charges. Yeah. So what did they do? Perfect. They rebranded themselves. Okay, what else did they do? We all know this is history, no? I mean, I'm not, what else did they do?
They have brought in the saving schemes, sir.
They started with silver, they added other products. What else?
Diamond.
Monthly savings scheme.
Ah, come on. She's saying something. Go ahead. What did you do that? Can you repeat it online?
Yes. So Tanishq also had monthly savings scheme wherein the consumers pay every month, and then on the 12th
now
month.
comes the question is what happens when you introduce monthly payment scheme? Now, don't give an answer. Think and give an answer like managerial students. Affordability for whom? Yeah. Okay, loan without interest, that's fine. But what happens to your customer base?
For sure, customers.
You lock your customer and then what else happens? You get a new set of customers. The one, unfortunately, she can't afford it. But then if I tell her that you can buy it over 6 months, I have a new customer coming in, right? So let's see what did they do. Let's see what did they do. And let's see how many of you are right. Low entry. They brought out 3,999. You can actually buy gold. That's exactly when they introduced 18 karat gold. Now, the story has 99. This didn't happen over a cup of tea. This happened over 4, 5, 6, 7 years. In 6, 7 years, the world had changed. 1995 to 2005, the very different world. We had a Y2K. We had a Y2K. In which year was Y2K? 2022?
2000.
2000. Okay. Yeah. So there was a Y2K and lots of women started working. It became an IT country and we have the woman able to make a decision. Then customer satisfaction program, corporate gift schemes, increasing, entering smaller towns, countrywide finance. So this is a story which tells you that if you do a good market research, if you understand your customer, it is possible for you to go and beat any kind of a competition. So this is what I thought is my last slide. But then I added one more slide, which was this. Tata launches skin. Do you think Tata can have the same success that they learned from Titan or Tanishq? Is it the same story? Is the story going to be very different? Yeah, because previous performance is no guarantee, right? Lots of water has flown down the Ganges, I've written, but just as a joke. But I think it's not the same thing, right? Here the structure is very unorganized. The skin perfume might cost about $1,000, and the Axe deodorant, good for animals too. Yeah, is how much? 60 rupees. So how do you compare? And there are a lot of people who buy perfumes when they go abroad. So you have a very, very different challenge. So I just thought I'll put this to wake you up and get you back to the conversation on price. So now let's look at any questions on this? No? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Ask your question. Yeah, it's a wrong assumption that price will do everything for me. And I want to, that's a wrong assumption that you believe that price will do. New share. Price is the least, not the least important, but we assume that the price is the most important. Not necessarily. Okay, look at this. This is one more thing that I used to put. You know the joke about the HSBC ad. How many of you remember the HSBC ad with the pair of jeans? There's this young girl, like one of them out there. She buys this jeans. She goes to have a bath and her mom stitches. So think local, think global, act local. That was what they're saying. So the price of a torn pair of jeans is best known by the teenager and not by the mom, right? And this what I was just trying to put, saying that couple of you are willing to take a day off from work only to enjoy a good time with your friends. It's not always time is. And I ended up going and buying the HMT Janata watches just when they said that they are closing down. And I believe that for a couple of years, it'll be a real valuable product as such. So, and then there is this movie. I know none of you have watched the movie called Diwar. I asked you last time, right? Amitabh Bachchan. And most of you said, no, I haven't watched that movie. So in Diwar, what happens? The story of Diwar is that his mother is a very and she works in a factory. I mean, she works in a construction company, and Amitabh Bachchan becomes the don or the real big guy, and he wants to go and buy that building. So he asks the building owner that मुझे खरीदना है. So how much? कितना? 5 crore. Chalo, he writes a check for 5 crores. Then he says, the building owner says, साहब आपको धंधा करना नहीं आता है. He says, what do you mean? आपने तो हमसे negotiate भी नहीं किया. He says, तुमको धंधा करना नहीं आता है. तुम अगर 10 crore भी पूछते तो मैं देता. Because this was the building my mom worked. So I was willing to pay any amount of money for that thing. So price is a very, very controversial thing. And some of us pay a lot of importance to price when it's not required. One other way to look at price is to look at this. An economy class ticket costs 15,000 rupees. And a business class ticket costs 21,000 rupees. I believe that I should travel business class. What is the logic? The airline company will give me all logic to explain to me why 21,000 is cheaper than 15,000. Very, very simple. Ease of travel. Like I've already checked in, they'll come, somebody else will come and carry the bag for me, you know, business class. So give 3,000 rupees for that. Late check-in. I can be the last guy to moving in. I can late check in. I can come at any time. 1,000 rupees for that. Lounge access. None of you will get lounge access. I get a business class lounge access. Maybe $1,000 for that. Then priority luggage. That's the first luggage that will come out. That's a lot of benefit, right? And it's always my fate, or you people have similar problems. It's my luggage which comes out the last always, right? So, so priority luggage, better food, right? And feel good factor. When there used to be, actually we used to discuss this, and I used to work for a company where we were allowed truly to travel by business class. So the business class says that you can be the last guy to enter the aircraft, right? If you have noticed, business class passengers can enter whenever they want. But I and my colleague used to be the first one to go. The idea was we wanted every economy passenger to see that we are sitting out there. So, I mean, फिर क्या फायदा है यार? I mean, if you're traveling business class and these people don't know that I'm traveling in business class, and if my competitor is sitting out there, he walks in economy, I'll make sure I shout and get him attention. So that is good. So that's the feel good factor. Very, very important. Then every business class travel, I get miles. If you calculate all that, it comes to 8,500. And so I'm giving it to you at 21,000. So isn't that a better deal? So how do you base that? Is you base it on what are known as, I mean, it's a pretty bad slide here. I will, let's see if I can open up this for you. I think I'm not able to, yeah. No, okay. So the what is known as the, as a consumer definition of value. Once the consumer's definition of value is 23 and you give it to him at 21, you believe that you have satisfied the consumer, that you've got a better price. Okay, you got it? So that we'll talk very briefly about price in today's class because we have got a lot of other things to carry out in the next class. So what is happening? I'm pressing the wrong button, right? Now one thing, and then we'll take a 15 minutes break and then we go to it. What are the 4 C's versus 4 P's? What are the 4 C's? What are the 4 P's? What is the difference between 4 C's and 4 P's? I think we discussed in the previous class. What are the 4 P's? Place, start, but what are the 4 C's? Price. Yeah, so one fundamental difference is from the consumer's point of view. Always remember, in my class, there's only one thing that I keep on driving into your head is that the difference between sales and marketing is understanding the customer. Sale is selling whatever product that you have. So all our time, we are only making sure that I understand the customer well. Titan just did some analysis. That's it. Titan, the guy sat out there and said, okay, let's sell. Did they understand the customer? Once you understand the customer, you become the king. Okay, so the 4 P's and 4 C's are there. What is the time now? You take a perfect. Yeah, perfect time to take a break on this. And before we go there, I just want to do one more. My slides are totally gone today. Okay, time out. Actually, with that, we have completed my last time class. So you can imagine how much far behind we are. Okay, and then I, of course, added a case study, which I wanted to do today. But today, now we will move into I'll do another 5 minutes of conversation and then prepare you for the next 1.5 hours. What is the motive of any organization? Grow the market, grow the revenue, grow the profits. And the question mark is, I just ported the slide from one medium to another. So it's actually not question marks. Okay, grow profitability, grow in size. How can you do that without understanding your SWOT? We just did that. Without understanding your customer. Know your customer is a very, very important thing, right? Not only know your customer, your competitor. As we learned from the Tanishq example, you must know your customer. Also, you must know your competitor. And of course, you must know your market. What does know your market mean? What does it mean? Where you're actually getting in. Okay. So now look at 3 slides and then we move in. Who is this product? Over. Unmarried. Married men, married and ruled out. Huh? Okay. What about this? What about this? Time out, time out, time out. This is, okay, listen. Who is this for? No, need not be local, yeah. There could be Kannadiga sitting in San Francisco as well. Yeah. There could be Kannadiga sitting in Delhi as well. Yeah. So, who is this product? Hey, listen. Who is this product for? For Kannada speaking unmarried men or women, or men or women seeking to marry. Let's make that very clearly. But should they be rich? No, there's no rich criteria out there. This is elite matrimony. What is elite matrimony for? Upper, they must have a minimum categorization of 10 crores, 20 crores, 30 crores, and they should not speak Kannada. Yes or no? Nothing like that. They could anyone rich and anyone rich or poor Kannada speaking. Do you get it? Perfect. Okay. If you get those two, then what is this? This is diversematrimony.com. Diverse is intercaste. Okay, hang on. Too many conversation. So who is this product not for? You're getting excited already.
Children.
Who is this product not for?
Married people.
It's not for married people. And not planning divorce. Correct? Yeah. So who is this not for? It's not for people below 18. Okay. No, it's not true. What is the criteria? What is, I don't want to use the word, who is this product for? That's not what I want. I don't want to use the word, who is this product for? I want to use the word, this product is not for. This is it's not for, he's saying the correct thing. It's not for people who want to marry the first time. Divorceematrimony.com.
It's not for time wasters.
Okay, so now divorceematrimony.com. What is the criteria? You do not qualify. First time people, happily married people. Okay, so now that is what it is. Okay. Now what is this for? I'll give 4 slides and then we move into it. What is Horlicks and what is Horlicks?
Energy drink.
Horlicks is for
Adults.
kids. No, Horlicks Plus is for adults.
Horlicks for all age
You
groups.
see what you're
Kids.
doing?
Kids and toddlers.
Time out. The topic that we're going to discuss in the next 10 minutes is called segmentation, targeting, and positioning. That means that when, can you be quiet? So when Dayanand Sagar decided to, or any other college or any other organization or anything else, when they look at it, they look at a spectrum. They said, wow, this whole world is my market. If the whole world is your market, you will not sell a single product. You must know exactly whom this market or this your product is going to be defined as. So you must segment your market. So one way we said is that Kannada matrimony says that the criteria is that you must speak Kannada. Everything else, divorcee also qualifies. Ultra rich also qualifies. Poor also qualifies. Elite matrimony said that don't really care about the language you speak. We don't care whether you're married or divorced half a dozen times. I don't really matter. As long as you got 20 crores, 50 crores property, I will try to find you a match. So we must know your segment. Similarly, you must know the segment you do not belong, where I should not go after. So divorcee matrimony says that it is meant for divorcee, but then it is also not meant for the first time. You apply there, you could be in trouble, right? So those are what it is. So segmentation is very important. Look at what is happening. Horlicks says that they have Horlicks powder for toddler and kids. They also have Horlicks powder for adults. And not only that, they have for mothers to be, they have for women, they have for somebody who's got protein deficiency, who's got diabetes, somebody who wants to be a sporting guy, and maybe who's a diet consultant. So what are they doing? They take that huge market and they divide it into two halves, kids, and then they divide it into adults. Adults, they further slice that market into very many categories. So that why do they do it? Because they want a specific market to be addressed. So when I walk in, I would say, wow, okay, these guys have, I will go for it. Whether the composition of that is different from that, is another conversation. But it's very essential for us to understand that every market has to be divided. Okay, but let's say they divided it as diabetes plus for women, diabetes plus for men. That's an overkill, right? I mean, that's going far into that conversation. They will not divide it that deeply. One more round of conversation and then we'll go for tea. Is that you can't see it. These were supposed to be all kinds of tulsi, ginger, clove, turmeric, ashwagandha, milk that was introduced by Nandini during the COVID times. So don't laugh at it. This was a huge success. It's a huge success. People bought them, and there's a counter near my house, and the guy would these cartons would land up in half an hour. So why did they do that? They were smart enough to identify a new market, and they provide so much of variety. It's got, you get bored drinking tulsi milk every day. So you want variety. So you see how segmentation will be done. There's probably one more or not probably. Yeah, and then we discuss this. What does this do? Does it really? But it makes you feel good. It makes you feel good. Honestly, let's look at this guy. No, not that way. Oh my God. No. I said, let's qualify him. Yeah, yes. Another 2 minutes. Sure. Perfect. See, this is how students should be. Earlier classes. So see this guy, how do you qualify him? Most likely, I'll tell him he's a hardworking guy. He's busy all the time. He is a lower income fellow, right? You and I are not impressed. I will definitely not buy axe for this very reason. Right? Because I don't, Acha, kya, Ramesh, you saw axe, huh? So you saw this ad and conversation will go all places. So who is this? This is perfect ad. I'll tell you what, look at that guy who's earning 10,000, 15,000 per month, working whole day, sweating whole day. He actually, because this is creating that aspiration of, he aspires to be, look at somebody and get carried away. So all of these have a purpose, and we'll take a break, come back about this in the next 15 minutes. Okay. How many of you have attempted the assignment? Working on it. At the end of this class, your assignment has to be, your discussion on the assignment is over. I'll start expecting results from you or feedback from you. Okay. Right. Yeah, today I'll be we may go 10 minutes more, but we'll complete everything. Now you're pushing me. Did I say that? Okay. So we are now getting into a core conversation, which is called segmentation, targeting, and positioning. So what does that mean? It means that when you have a huge market, you need to know which segment are you going after. Like there is to be the long story, but I'll try to keep it short. Is Ford decided that they knew the market so well. Ford said that we have a complete control over the world market, that we are going to come with a car which is known as the world car. Car which is, and the car was known as Mondeo. I don't know how many of you know this car, Mondeo, or something like that. Mondeo, the Ford Mondeo car. A very, very famous story of how you can get it wrong. So Ford said, again, a long story of control on the company and things like that, but I won't get into the detail. So they released this world car and it flopped. It just flopped. The reason is you just can't please everyone, right? You just can't please everyone. What does the Asian want? The Asian car driver or the car consumer wants mileage, whereas the American guy wants speed. Two contradicting things. You can't have mileage and speed. And then the Asian guy wants economy, whereas the European guys wanted comfort. So you cannot mix all three and say, I'll come. It's impossible for you to have a car which can zoom on the street, has the most elaborate leather seating, is cheap, and is economically possible. So every product, every company, everybody should look at what segment am I going after. Just to give you an idea of what is segmentation. If you're looking up a restaurant, I want a fast food or I want a dine-in. I want a veg, non-veg. That's a probably an Indian way of looking at it, veg, non-veg. But you can say I do a segmentation, which is do I go after, do I put up a just small stand and eat restaurant, or do I have a dine-in? That's one way of segmenting the crowd. Having segmented, you need to target the person. What does that mean? Two things happen after the end of the 12th standard. Either that guy does very well or the guy just flunks in the class. So whom are you targeting? The segment is clear. Who is the segment? 12th standard people is the segment that I'm going after. Now, having decided the segment, I should positioning. Who am I? Am I going after the guy who has failed? Then I'm going to tell him second PUC failed. I'll give you special coaching classes. Or do I tell him that second PUC brilliant marks? I'll give you education loans for your higher study. So first you segment the market. Having segmented the market, you kind of target which out of that are you going after. Having segmented and having targeted, what is the message that you convey? This is a motorbike. How do you position? There is a worker and there's a young guy. So you have segmented the market. I'm going behind two-wheeler users. I'm categorizing who the user is. But what is the message that you want to send? What do you think is the message the guy on the employee or the working class wants? Economy, comfort, reach in time, low cost. These are the things that that person wants. But what does a teenager want? A sporty look, he be able to drive around, he make the zip on the street, splashy colors. Yeah, you look impressive on the motorbike and things like that. So, three things that you need to do with any product to segment the market, target which market you're going after, and what is the message that you are telling the customer. So we decided that As Dayanand Saga, there are lots of things that we are going after. We decided that we will go after management courses. I could have done, or let's say not I as in myself, but as I said Dayanand Saga, they could have gone doing technical education. They said no, go after MBA. Guys aspiring to be MBA students. After having done MBA students, who is the target guy? Not the one who is free from Monday to Friday, but the one who believes that he is free from Saturday, Sunday. So I am segmenting, I'm targeting. And then what is the message that we are telling you? Hopefully the message is telling you is that this course is as good as a regular. This gives you the same knowledge. You learn from as you work and possibly help you get a better job or a better positioning. So 3 things you must learn. Segment the market, target within the segment, and what is the message that you are trying to give to that particular user. That can be known as specialization, differentiation, segmentation, concentration, and positioning. Whatever words you want to call it, you can go after them. So what do? You do an analysis, you understand where your thing is, you position your product, and then finally you make your money. This is the flow of the concept, right? Following all of you? Any questions? No questions. Fair enough. So first thing that you must do is to identify the consumer. Who is that consumer? Like I said, Bharat matrimony, or what is it called? Kannada matrimony. The guy who came up with Kannada matrimony, he said that I would have gone after, he must have done some research. I know he's what in reality is, but just for your information, he would have done a lot of research and said, looks like Kannada is the one that most likely to want to get married. They are very specific. So let's open Kannada matrimony. So of course there is Kannada, Tamil, Gujarati, but for the moment, let's assume that there's only one language. So he would have done some research to arrive at that. So you must identify your customer. Now, who is this customer? The word that you must know is how does your customer behave? Now, how does customer behave mean? Any decision, there are 2 ways, even as simple as deciding to join an MBA course here. You would do your own research, or you might look at some social groups to do that, or you might come here and talk to the people, or you might just talk to somebody else and be convinced yourself. So each consumer has a behavior. If you understand the behavior pattern, then you are able to move forward. What is consumer behavior? You must understand the psychology, biology, the chemistry, and the economics of the consumer. We believe that if you are not earning enough money for your own survival, this course is not for you. You must have some spare money left with you. Then only you're willing to come and spend some money here. So you must categorize your positioning of who the target market is. So we are going to spend 2 minutes. That itself is a very big topic. I'll just stay at very, very basic level on the consumer. So what does the consumer think about you, about the product? How does the consumer feel about the alternative products? These are the key factors that one must look at. And what kind of influences will the consumer be attached to? Would a huge hoarding, let's say, if we had Shah Rukh Khan do the branding for this executive MBA program, would that be impressive for you? But at the same time, let's say Sachin Bansal were to do a branding for you, you might believe, okay, why do you think in your orientation program we have those pass outs come and tell you that real life experiences tell you we are hoping that these guys will be able to influence you to be able to make a decision. So the words that you need to look at how do you think about it? How do you feel about it? And the personal factors, which includes the psychological and social. I'm going to very, very brief because this is a big topic. I just give you a hang of it. So what influences a human being? And this is general, whatever it is. There are two things, the internal factors and the external factors. How much of this? In my case, I believe 90% is internal. I just don't believe in my case that any other group can influence me. Maybe I'm wrong. I may be with the background being influenced, but may not be aware of it. So the internal factors is my personality, what lifestyle, what age do I belong to, where am I in the whole cycle. External factors, does my family influence me? Do my friends influence me? Do I have some cultural bonding around me? I may not want to go if there are certain issues. So influences on the consumer is both internal and external. Then once the consumer knows, he goes through a period of analyzing, then he does an understanding, and then he becomes a very loyal customer. I'm not getting too deep. Again, I'm saying is that just giving you a fringe of the conversation. Now, what is market research? Market research is doing this entire exercise by collecting some kind of a data. One, can you give me a very basic example of data collection that happens in a B2C market? Feedback is probably one data collection, or even more basic. Even more basic. When you walk into a store, there's a security guy. The security guy has a machine. He just punches that machine. Have you noticed it? What does he count? How many? What is he doing? He's doing data collection. So he, at the end of the day, he walks into his boss and says, boss, here is it. How many people? 300 people came to the store. How many invoices did we generate? How much did we sell? So he says, sir, we generated 30 invoices. 30 pairs of clothing were sold. So what is it that you have done? 300 people walked in, or whatever the number I told you, and only X number of invoices were generated. What do you conclude from that? You can only do very, very basic conclusion. Maybe out of that, every woman came with her husband and kid. Is that data available? That data is not available. How many of them actually came to give a refund or came to return the product? So many a time, pure data is useless. You must know how to analyze that data. Now, if, for example, he had two machines and one for the lady and one for the men who coming in, that's all of a sudden brilliant data available from. You can conclude that 300 people, 200 men, 100 women came, and 40 pairs of women clothing was sold. Now have supreme data available with you. So just data by itself is information unless and until you know how you are able to analyze that data. Now, data comes in two formats. What are those two formats? Exploratory data and descriptive data, or exploratory research and descriptive research. What is exploratory research? That is like, I don't know, all three of you had a tea sampling exercise when we went up. Just for you information, there was a senior student of the previous batch who's just started her cup of new tea flavor that she wants to do. What does she do? She can do what is called an exploratory research. She can go back and find out all data, market data available that Bangalore has 1 million cups of tea sold. I mean, 1 million cups of beverage sold. Out of that, maybe 800,000 is tea or coffee, 200,000 is. See, some amount of data is already available. You can play around with data. That is using secondary data from other companies to draw some qualitative conclusions. But descriptive research is where you do your own primary data. You go meet up with people and say, would you like to fill up this form and all that? So that is what is the descriptive data. So you have two kinds of data. One is exploratory and the other is descriptive, right? This is all I'm going to stick to on the point of consumer research. So conclusion, what do? Every consumer has a behavior. Every consumer has some kind of an internal influence and external influence. And every one of us must do some data research before we get it. Right? Clear? Awake? Okay. Now I gave you an example of segmentation, targeting, positioning, and all that. But why do we need to do segmentation? Why do we need to do targeting? So that we reach out to the. Okay. Well, not waste too much of time, resources, and spend your time very, very carefully on what it is. Customer can identify the customer and then give him the right product. Is that different from what you're saying? Yeah, no, you're saying you're perfectly right. So that the customer can easily identify the problem. So like they say, Amazon has got 10 billion landing pages, right? The page that you open on your Amazon screen is going to be different from mine. It's because it's taken my data. It done so much of research. It exactly knows what I want to buy the next time, and it's open up. I do my purchase. Some descriptive research going on. Okay, so but research is a very new topic. Research is a very, very new topic. There's not much of research in the past. Why? Then and now. Exactly. Then it was a mass market. There was only one BSNL. There was only one one Chetak. Okay. And there was no need for it. I mean, you bought it or you don't buy it. It was a long life product. I bought it and my dad gifted me the Bajaj Chetak. Right now, I wouldn't care a damn. Right. So mass market, long product life, naive customers. What does naive customers mean? Not that knowledgeable, uneducated customers. I walk into the showroom and say, "Acha wala microwave." So he's going to give you one which he's going to make the largest amount of money or profit. Or this is what it is. I go and tell, I'm an uneducated guy. Sell me what you believe is good for me. Unless and until he has fear of God, he'll sell you what is good for him, right? And then functional attributes. Does it do this? Does it give me mileage? Can I carry? Bajaj Chetak was for the whole family. Limited offering. There were only 10 products available. There were only 5 brands of cycles and 10 brands of scooters. Limited offering. And opaque pricing. They wouldn't even tell you how the pricing, they arrived at that pricing. They said, they gave you an invoice and said, that's it. You want to pick it up at this price. But the world has changed. Why has the world changed? Because it's a fragmented market. What she likes, you don't like. And what she wants to buy, you wouldn't buy it. Who's this? Is it my own voice coming back to me? Who is this? Android TV.
Oh, sir, it's clear.
I think Android TV kept quiet. Hey, Android does, please. Okay. Right. No, you can't see it. I could see it here. So it's a fragmented market. It's a completely fragmented market. My likes, my desires, there's so much of broken upness in the market that is going out there. And this girl was trying to sell rose tea. I mean, getting a cup of tea 30 years back was a big deal. Now there's a real broken up market. Short product life. No, none of our clothes, none of our electronics have died. We just got fed up of it. I'm sure there's not a single guy who can tell me, sir, that shirt I replaced because it got torn. Now they don't get torn nowadays. Earlier, a fata hua shirt, your mom would stitch it, or that old movies. It's all gone. Now, product life is very short. We don't want them. We just want to get rid of them. Demanding customers versus naive customers. Now, functional, and we are moved by emotions. The spray and all that, we are moved by emotions. I'll tell you, you are moved by emotions as much as that guy in the Axe ad is. And you believe that you're not moved by emotions. You go start looking at it. You are as moved by an ad as much as that guy in Axe was moved by the duo. The only thing is you're not aware of it. It's very subtle. You're not aware of it, and the message comes to you. So you are moved by emotion. There are new product launches. Every time there's a new product launches. Earlier, I don't know, that one product launch a year was a big deal. And transparent pricing. If I don't know how the pricing is, I won't buy the product. Right? So this is why we need to segment our market. We need to target our market and move ahead. Somebody need to keep an eye on the clock. Where's this? So what do we do with the market? We need to segment the market. We need to decide where we are. What is the message that we are coming? You can't see this very fine print, but you can go ahead and do it. The market can be segmented into psychological, geographical, behavior, demographic. What is demographic? You sure? I don't know, whatever you say. Okay, what is geographic? What is geographic segmentation?
Location based.
I go after a particular region of the world. What is demographic? Yeah, what cage, what category, and what is this? You have health drinks is probably looking at an higher age category. Sporty drink, Red Bull, who are you looking at versus whatever? Yeah, exactly. That is what is the demographic part of it. And psychological is the acts part of the story. Okay. The too much of acts coming into the conversation. So one way to segregate it is to say when, where, how, what, and where. This is further demonstrated here. I'll not get into it. I want you all to read it. Yeah, otherwise it'll be too long a conversation. But most important thing that you must understand, are you all following me? Yeah. Yeah, is that this is the most important part of the market segmentation. Remember to get this in your head. It should be measurable. What does it mean? It should be measurable. It should be accessible. It should be different. It should be substantial, and it should be durable. Now, it's all simple as what I said, but let's look at it. It should be measurable. Are you able to measure the market data that you're coming in? Meaning that, let's say you are, there's a mall. Let's say there's, why you can't see? Okay. So let's say there's a mall, Orion Mall, and I believe that you should be able to understand how many people walked into the mall. So what you will do is you will make somebody stand in front of Orion Mall, say, click the button every time somebody comes in. Okay, that guy comes and say, today Sunday 50,000 people came. So okay, perfect. You measured it. But is that a meaningful data? What do you do with that 50,000 people? It doesn't make any sense. So one is to measure it. And second is to know whether that data is of any value to you or not. Second is, with that data, can you access that data again and again? Can you access those people? And that data has to be substantial. That each one of them, there's a line written for you to read it. You will look at it. Is there a way in which you can measure it? Is there a way in which you can access it? With that mean anything? For example, we share that information that 70 out of 70 students in this group, 35 or 45 are men and 25 are women, is meaningless data because that data has no value. That data has to be differentiable and you should be able to act on it. So remember the word in any segmentation, you should be able to measure, access, profit, differentiate, and action on it. Okay. Now getting back into a different thing, each one of the companies have a different way in handling it. A market specialization, this is the total market. The market has 4 segments. That particular company only addresses one segment. That is known as market specialization. That is, for example, let's say, I mean, there are quite a few of them that we can think of, and I'm trying to think of. Let's say there's a company which is a pharmaceutical. The pharmaceutical company, the whole pharma industry is so big. The pharma industry can be segmented to 1, 2, 3, 4 markets. Whatever the market is, could be region, could be product line, but that pharma company specializes in a particular product or a sector. Maybe that could be diabetic specialist, or it's healthcare specialist, or cancer care specialist, and they will have 4 products. So this way, you take the whole market, break the market, and specialize. Selective specialization would be that you have one particular product for every specific product line that you have. One for cancer, one something else, and one something else. The whole, it's the same market, but then you have each has a particular product line for them. Or the company could be so big that they have a chain of products across all of them. Example of a company which is so big and having products across all product line. Tata is one example. Maybe I would say Procter and Gamble. They have a whole chain of products for men, women, from cosmetics to dental to shampoo to a washing powder to this. They have a very, very specialized market. Unilever with the ITC could go there. So each one of them, but you could have somebody who's in a very specialized market. So this is how you do your segmentation, product segmentation. Any question? Lots of reading material for you to read and understand if you haven't understood what I said. Now, the level of segmentation is mass segmentation. You make one product which addresses everyone. There's only one product for all of them. There is one. Then segment marketing, different products for one or more segments. This is the ultimate there. And the mass customization. What does mass customization mean? Is that the companies customizes the product for the customer's need. Example, there's so many of them. Give me an example of this. Dell. And then they, or they make you believe so. No, honestly, or they make you believe so. For example, he gave the example of Dell. He gave the Dell, you can choose monitor size, you can choose the storage, you can store the disk, you can choose all of them. So what they do is they are actually pointing you at areas and giving you and most 9 out of 10, you will end up with one of those very popularly chosen models, right? You know what is special about Baskin Robbins? Of course, the ice cream, but what's special about them? Multiple flavors. Okay, anybody else? They use 31. They have? Why are you telling her I'm the professor? You believe you're unsure. So this is Baskin Robbins. Oh my God, that is mass customization. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, but let's get to 31 flavors. But why 31? Whatever is the reason. But they attract you to the shop because they say that you got 31 flavors. But they also know that you will pick up the top 5 flavors. Right? You walk into it, but they know in that human behavior is so much of research done by people that they look at you and know what you want. And there's one very famous joke, a very famous joke. I just remembered that is that this guy walks into a very fine restaurant and he takes 10 minutes to look at the menu. And after 10, 12 minutes, I don't know how many of you know where the joke is heading. After 10, 12, No. Okay. So this is mass customization and 5 flavors. The joke goes around that. So the guy spends 10 minutes, 15 minutes, looks at the menu. And then he says, okay, dal roti. Patak, in 1 minute he comes. So they say, how did you deliver fast? I said, we know that anybody who looks at the menu for more than 8 minutes is going to settle down on dal roti. So like that, he give you a menu, but you end up only finally ordering all that. We look at the menu and then they say, so that is what is it. So mass production to customization. You will look at it. Then you have different products for different groups. You could, for different geographies, you could have a different product. Okay. So that's done on segmentation. We'll move into the next chapter. So one way to segment is, listen to this. One way to segment is what is the person's general age, education, income, one category. I'll put the other slide. You will get an idea. This is, let's see. I put this name because I put it in the previous. Who is this? So I get some attention out of it. Okay. So at previous class, I had put another name that happened to be somebody sitting in the class. So I said, okay, I won't do that mistake. So look at this. How old is she? She's 32 years. She's got 2 kids. She's got a qualified degree. She got a salary of 18 lakhs. She stays in Bengaluru, Prestige Falcon. I just created this new word called parents-in-laws at home. She's an introvert. She listens to Carnatic music. She's choosy and fussy. This is how a targetation is done for a person in the marketing of a product. They find that if exactly such a person walks in, he or she is going to buy the product. And then the variation happens. So you know that if the person is sitting in Prestige Falcon, I mean, it's a high up-end place of residence. So all of this data is very useful for you to look at the consumer's behavior. So that is the point that we're trying to say here. So targeting is getting further into the, let me see if I have a point on targeting. Okay. Let's see how much slides do I have for today and how do I manage?
So under the segmentation, we have niche segmentation.
Under segmentation,
We have niche segmentation and individual segmentation.
I couldn't hear it. Niche. What is niche segmentation? So example of niche segmentation. That's a niche market. Who buys it? Every guy or only? Okay, niche segmentation, niche marketing. I'm sure you could have given a better example. Give me another one. No, are you following what is niche marketing? Niche is because he raised that topic. What is niche? There is this whole market. Can I put it in very, very layman terms?
Yes.
Very layman. I just realized that I could actually categorize. What is the most basic segmentation? Men, none? I believe there are.
Voice is not audible.
Generic. No. So there are actually three categories today: the men, woman, and the one generic who's not very defining. So if you are creating a product for this, you are doing niche marketing. Right? I hope you, I guess, are following, because this market is going to be very, very crowded. There are going to be 100 people trying for this market. There's going to be thousands trying for this, but nobody is actually going after this market. But that is niche marketing. There's trouble with that market. Is that if you don't understand this market, you will die. You must know your market very, very strongly in a niche marketing. You're going after a very, very specific, very thin transgender marketing. So that is called niche marketing. Everybody goes after, so that is what I hope that answers your question, Mr. Online.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So now I'm going to get you into another conversation here, and I want you to pay very close attention. This is a new topic that I'm producing for this term, the very new topic. This is called frames of reference, points of parity, and points of difference. The beauty of, in my opinion, the beauty of marketing course is that I can actually pick up a new topic every term. So this is what I'd like to talk to you about. Now, there are three important people in the entire business of any company: the company, the consumer, and the competitor, right? Whatever business that we are in, we have three people in that thing. Now, this is how the overlap happens. The company has certain products. It decides which market that it is going after. It's going after a very specific market. It has so many other products here, but it's only going to stick to this particular consumer. So you have company, then you have points of parity. What is points of parity? Similarity between what you and your competitor offers. You see, this area, what the consumer wants is an overlap of what the competitor offers and overlap of what you offer. There's no difference. whatever products that you have 5 features, he's also got 5 features. So then you have what is called points of difference. What is it that is different in your product, which the competitor does not have? Similarly, the competitor also has a point of difference which we don't have. So when you look at it, everything has what is known as the frame of reference, where you have points of difference, points of parity, and points of difference from the competitor's point of view. Now, the buying decision of the consumer is not on the point of parity because everything is the same. What he's going to buy your product, provided this point of difference is key to his liking. What was the example I was just thinking of mentioning? This was, okay. I just got the example. It's right here. I'm probably one of the last guys to get myself what is it called, a digital watch, which somebody gifted to me. But when you look at it, look at the Apple Watch. Look at the Apple Watch. And look at the, what is this called? The boat watch, right? The boat watch. Now, what is the point of parity here? It gives me time. It connects to my phone. It gives me X, Y, Z features. Correct? But an Apple has so many other features. It probably gives you health parameters. It gives you your, I read so many about it. One person got a heart attack and it's the Apple which dialed and called and all that. So they have so much of point of difference with the competitor. But why would I buy, assuming that I bought that boat watch, why would I buy the boat watch and not the Apple Watch? Cost is one thing. Cost is, those additional features don't really justify me to it. So the point of difference doesn't really matter. But if the point of parity is one feature is missing from here, I'll not buy the boat watch. Let's say I can't think of a feature. Let's say it says that I give you everything else, but I don't give you SMS. The boat watch. Now that is a very, very important parity that is missing out. Then I'm willing to go and buy a Apple Watch, despite the fact that that's very good. So all companies like the boat and all that, the lower cost companies, what happens is that this is again, let's look at it in day. Apple Watch versus a boat watch. There are points of parity. Give me a minute. I'll complete it. And there are points of difference. Correct? Now, Apple has certain features, maybe a certain amount of features, which the boat watch will be able to do it. But the Apple has many features which do not meet. So when I compare Apple Watch with the boat watch, if the boat meets my parity, I'll buy the boat product. But I don't buy the boat watch because it doesn't have certain parameters that is that. This is actually moving out to this point. So the idea is every company like boat will want to move in this line and this guy will want this line. I hope you guys are following me. Every time boat will say, out of 20 features of Apple, I presently meet 5 features and my cost is $1,000. Apple is 10,000. Next year, boat will say, I am meeting 10 features of Apple and my cost is still 1,000. So now Apple is going to say, sorry, I am giving all kinds of data. I'm telling you how far is Mars from Earth and all that kind of information. And so he's moving that side and these guys are following. So that is what is. Are you all following me? Yeah. Okay. So this is what it is. So the 3 terms that I want you to remember is points of difference, points of parity, and competitors, you'll definitely you will get a question from me on this. So make sure that you've understood it. And if you want, you can ask me. And this is what I want you to mention in your, what is it called? In your assignment, right? Now, yeah. RF doesn't have one feature like that's the only drawback. Still in the such case, yeah, because that's a primary feature. See, there are again, but she doesn't want SMS. So she will go for the one which she, so each individual has a certain points of parity and points of difference. So the idea is, if you know which market is, but she is probably least interested in SMS, and so she'll not buy it. But whereas you want SMS. So on that one feature, you're going to Apple. So that is what is the entire thing. Over a period of time, see, all of this overlaps. Remember, what are the features of a product? Tell me. Core. See, this is what? Core, generic, expected, augmented, potential. Apple Watch versus Boat Watch. Boat is getting a lot of publicity. So core products will be met by both companies. Maybe generic will be met, but none of these are being met by both. But eventually, the more he moves here, the potential will move further here. So Apple is going to bring in so many features because he knows that each of these features will die. They'll no longer be able to differentiate. They'll become no longer relevant because now most of the features will eventually fall into the core and general category. They'll keep on following. I hope I'm not overkilling. Okay. So again, finally, one last topic that we'll do is called positioning. What is positioning? Like I told you, is what is in your mind. What is the position that you think of me? What did the consumer think of Tanishq? And how were they able to change the mind of the consumer? Okay, but let's look at one very basic example, which is just to understand the story of Tata and the cars. We talked about Tata and the gold. We'll look at Tata. When Tata introduced their cars, they were the first guys to come up with cars, possibly. And they said Tata trucks are reliable, and hence our cars are reliable too. That is the message that they sent. Correct? But they said, the customer said, Indica is a rustic car and a taxi, and hence it is not for me. Right? When Tata introduced their car, I wanted to buy an Indica, but they said, don't buy an Indica. They believe that you're dropping me to the airport. Yeah. So what happened? And in the car was very rustic. You know, the doors didn't really close well. It was not as smooth a closure as possible. It was still a lot of Indianized features. It didn't really have a polished feature of a Hyundai or another General Motors at that time. So the reliability was not enough to position itself. And the thing was, it was a rustic car. You looked at Indica cars all over, right? Even nowadays, if we book for a Ola and if Indica comes, we curse our luck, right? So then Nano flopped. So we all said Nano flopped. All Tata cars is a flop. Look at what is Tata going through. They're going through a huge positioning failure. They're just not able to get a good image in the mind of the person. And so Tata was there. Tata was in the bottom. If you look at market reports, Mahindra was doing well. Hyundai was doing well. Maruti was doing well. Tata was in the bottom. They were just in the bottom of the market share. Then something happened. Tata acquired Jaguar. Wow, man. Indian company acquiring Jaguar. We started saying, wow, wow, wow. That's pretty good. And something is happening. Our mind is slightly changing and a nice positioning message is coming. So what did they do? Started introducing Altroz, Igor, Tygo, all of them. They started looking. This is, then we said, it looks interesting, but I won't buy it. But remember, that's better than saying it's a flop. And Tata also knows that you won't buy it. But they are waiting for you to change your mind. So Altroz, Igor, Tiago, whatever they are, all are coming. Then they introduce the Nexon. I said, wow, that's a car, man. So you see, it takes a lot of effort to change the mind of consumer, even for a company. From a flopped, there was also, what was that called? Sumo. I mean, all kind of flops, Sumo, Grande and all that stuff. So it takes a lot of time. So when the Nexon comes, I think I will buy. And then when you see a Harrier, you're saying, man, the Harrier is challenging everybody. And there is now a huge queue for that, what is that? Punch and all that. So now no longer are you considering Tata as a rusty card. It's an aspirational model now. So every company has to go through this in their own lives. Companies do badly, they have to go. And all this is from 2002, 2020. They took 15 years to correct themselves. So that is what happens. So this is what is positioning. Now let's look at one particular, I have a particular image for, I thought I wanted to share that. Yeah. So what is look at these three ads. What does it tell you? What does this ad tell you? What is the message it's telling you? No. Can't see it. It's a Golf Volkswagen. And how much is the meter reading? 99999. So what is the message? Our cars will last for a very long time. That's the message. And what is this message here? Again, another car. It's got the power to pull a Boeing. Then this is Amstel Light. It gives you a feeling of what is this. Then Thai Airlines tells you feeling of good, comfort, welcoming message. So positioning is the battle of, you get the message? Positioning is the battle of your mind. Anything else should we be talking about? This is something that you will read. So this is what I want all to do as an exercise for 10 minutes and wind up for day. Take any product. Listen to me very carefully. Take any product. The product has multiple features. I'll give you one example. You try to do for the other. Look at the new Apple phone. The Apple phone has what? What are the features of the Apple phone? What is that? Security. Then ease of operation, let's say. A brilliant camera. Then Gorilla Glass. Then what else? Security. That's what I put first. So
Good.
same product will have different positioning for the same person. So for a corporate consumer who is constantly worried about security, the new Apple is an ultra safe product that ensures that your data is safe, unlike other competitors. Our product gives you peace of mind. That is the positioning. Now, one product. Let's say the camera, the iPhone camera is the most brilliant camera for the avid nature traveler who is constantly shooting animals where spraying. The camera feature is a brilliant thing that will give you superb quality picture. Like the competition, our product will be well appreciated by. So each of them, let me complete. So each of the products is still the same. It's still the iPhone 14, but I am positioning the product for a different kind of user, right? No, you can say unlike others. I just mentioned unlike other products available in the market, or unlike something. So can you do for me one exercise and give me I'd like to select one of you or a couple of you, give it to me, right? You need to select a product and explain one feature of it. You in that for is the segmentation, is the targeting, the is the product feature, one is the benefit of it, and the rest of it is all about what it is, right? What you can't read, I can read it for you, any one of you. You can discuss among yourselves. I'll pick up two from each one of you and then we'll call it a day. Right? And you're being picked. Okay. Remember, that product must have more than one feature and you're selecting one feature. Yes, which has multiple features, and then you are selecting one feature of that product. I'll give you one more example. Ola has Ola Mini, Ola Prime, Ola Sedan, and SUV. But I like Ola's Prime because, I think I told you guys last time, is that the moment I walk into an Ola Prime, it will tell me, welcome, Mr. Ramesh. That thing. So for the upper, let's say for the working class who is very specific about cleanliness, the Ola Prime, an ideal personalized product that gives you a feeling of joy, unlike other cars which don't personalize it. Our product is known as the Ola Prime. The same thing I can say, the Ola Minis for that penny pincher who is always looking at low cost, doesn't mind a dirty car, and who knows that the AC will not be switched on. So something like that. You got it? Okay. Are you guys done? What is the time? Exactly 10 minutes on the clock. Yeah, you both have been listening to me, but very quiet. Are you following me? Good. Where do you work? What do they do? So you should be able to give me some brilliant answers. Where do you work? And that's another good example for you to come up with on the positioning of your company. Take your own company and position it if you want. That's the best way to position it. Done. Read it. Okay. Maggie. Huh. Okay. For killing, cooking. Yes. Who don't have who have the lack of time. Yeah. And is hungry at 4 p.m. Come back. Perfect. But the Maggie is also for kids. So That's how you must complete it. The Maggie has two product lines. Positioning, one you positioning for the working, but the same Maggie is also for the hungry kid who comes home, wants some tasty food and cannot wait. So same product, no. The point is same product, two positioning state. Same product, two positioning. Anybody else? One done here. Those who are done can go. Yeah, you got it right. Yes,
India plan.
correct.
So that is for middle and lower class people who
Hmm.
want to wish to fly
Yes.
instead of train
Hmm.
and buses, who cannot offer. And this one,
The low cost feature of the car, the low cost feature of Udan is a great benefit that other airlines cannot offer. And hence our product. Correct? But Udan is also, you must give two stories. Udan is also connecting you to primary cities so that even the regular fellow can. You should give, two connections. Yes.
For bikes, right?
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
bike for city riders.
Yeah.
Runs daily 100 kilometers.
Yes.
The category is electric bike.
The electric bike.
Benefits power savings.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
saving.
Perfect.
Primary competition is like
Local one.
Product
Gives you the primary difference. That is one. The second is for the woman who you should same product has two features. No, for the woman goes shopping every day. The electric bike is very easy and does not pollute. So same product, multiple positioning. Got it? Right. You guys are done? Yeah, very good.
So it is luxury, security, comfort, service, best food. So for a busy businessman who has a great taste in food and luxury,
Perfect.
the Marriott Hotel is a best choice for staying experience. That gives a best taste of food and services. Unlike other hotels, our hotel gives a
Great experience. And also it is for the busy businessman who wants to have meeting in his office, in the hotel. He can have meetings in the same hotel. So
conference.
yeah, so same product, two users. Definition. You guys are done? Right?
For people with family and kids.
Yes.
You need entertainment in the night. The Godrej TV is a electronic device that give you full entertainment, filling your eyes. Unlike competitive TVs, our product is the
Best suited. Perfect. The Godrej TV is also for somebody who is very conscious about power consumption. Our product also gives you low power consumption. So two features, one feature and another feature. So same product, two different users. Got it? Yeah. Perfect. But can I get your attention here? I really like to pick up his example. His example is he has taken HDFC Life and he says is for an investor who needs higher returns and guaranteed additional bonus. This gives you inbuilt insurance. So that is one definition of the product. But what is the other definition? For the senior or for somebody who is worried about life insurance, this will give you not only life, but it also give you good returns. So the point I'm trying to tell is there is a product. There could be multiple users to the product. And I want you to understand how the message goes to each one of them. So you are telling me that Ramesh, buy this product because it is a good investment. But you may also want to tell me that Ramesh, buy this product because insurance is good for you. So you have to, looking at me, you will, I will say, hey, I've got so many insurances. Okay, Don't buy for insurance, buy for a returns. I say I have a lot of money. I'm least interested in this. Sir, मर जाएगा तो क्या होगा? Insurance ले लो. So same product, different messages. Perfect. Right, guys. We've done. Anybody else wants to read out something else?
Yeah, sir, here from online.
Yeah, online guys, please. Now let's give them a chance.
Yeah. So in my perspective, sir, supposed to say Ray-Ban glasses for youths who will also get that power glasses. So we can just combine with cooling glass also power.
Am I having a problem?
So I'm audible?
No, we are not able to. Why don't you do one thing? Why don't you type it? I mean, honestly, this is that I can't make up for that difference in nothing like coming to class, right? Yeah. So
Sir, I put it in the chat,
I
sir.
hope I can do it. If you put it on the group, I'll comment on it. Okay.
I put
Anybody
it on
else?
I put it on the chat, sir.
Your prerna. Okay. Yeah, I was. Yeah. Good. That's the way to say it. And what's your name? Kritika. Okay. Oh, that's the reason.
That's why we.
Yeah.
For an extraordinary kid who aspires to be an astronaut, the Explorer telescope is a world-class state-of-the-art telescope that takes you out of this universe. Unlike others which only show you stars, our product Celestron Star Sense telescope.
Perfect. Now, what is the other? Now, what is the other positioning? I told you, no, the same product. Now, this is for the kid. I'll tell you. Our telescope for that nosy neighbor who wants to use it to look at the other houses as such. So the point, if you don't give me the alternate, then you're missing the message. The message I told you was the features of the phone, security, one positioning for security, camera is another positioning. The guy who is interested in security, is he worried about the camera? Least worried about it. The guy who's worried, who's looking at camera, is he worried about security? He'll take the picture and post it to all over the world. But the iPhone has both features. No, one is kid. Now give me the other one. No. What is the first line? What is the first line? No, give me the for. For a for a naughty kid wants to peep into the neighbor's house. This is also there. I mean, there are bad positioning, but the point I'm trying to tell you is you must have wide range. So now, if I have a kid at home who is not interested in this one, so I'll not buy the product. So you have to tell me, for a kid who is not interested in astronomy, by making him buy this, he may probably be interested. So you must open up the market. So in your market, there is only that. No, but you huge market. You must create a positioning. Okay, right, perfect. Thank you. Got there. Okay. Perfect. What's the other user? Okay, listen. I think all of you have done well, but you're still not getting my message. Still not getting my message. All of you. I'll pick up 3 examples and tell you why you're going wrong. Not going wrong. You're not getting the message. Not getting the message. Please pay attention because we're going extra time and I'm hungry. Very simple. Okay. Now let's look at the phone. Let's look at the iPhone. Exactly 5 minutes, and I hope you're answering. iPhone. What is iPhone's intention? Is to tell maximum sales. Very clear? Maximum sales. No doubt about it. Maximum 6. Point number 1. What are the features of the phone? We mentioned security, we mentioned camera, we mentioned battery life, we mentioned Gorilla Glass. Correct? Correct? These are all the features of it. But for me to impress you and tell you that you should only buy my phone, I will tell you, I look at you and say, you are an IT guy. I know you're worried about security. So please buy my phone for security. I look at her and say, I know you love photography. So buy my camera phone for photography. I look at him and say, I know you are driving a motorbike and you keep dropping that. So please buy my phone. 3 positioning message for the same product. He said, HDFC Life. He says, buy my life because you will get returns on investment. But there's also one more thing. Buy my HDFC Life because you have safety. That girl, you see that ad, no? तुमको एक life term देना था, तुम ऐसे ही छोड़ के चले गए and all that. So that your wife will not curse you. Anyway, she's cursing you when you're alive. Not curse you after you die. So 2 message, same product. This guy said, buy my glucometer because it will help you monitor your sugar, help you take care of your thing. So buy my glucometer, Mr. Diabetic patient. The same message can also be given, Mr. Doctor, buy my glucometer because it's very fast. It gives you instant readings, you a comfort of it. So point I'm trying to tell you is every product has multiple features and each feature must be projected to a particular user so that that user is convinced that he's buying this product. You get this? Right. So last time, one more time, security, camera, backup, Gorilla Glass. Gorilla Glass is available with boat. I mean, no, too much of boat with Realme. Battery is also available and poor camera and poor security. I am a TikTok guy and buy this phone. Correct? But if so this is irrelevant to me. I'm not bothered about it. But then if somebody wants it, then he might want to go to him. Right? Okay, enough. Hello, bye. I'm completely exhausted. How do I stop this? Okay. What is the date given? 17th of it. I'll try to change it, but I'll change it. Yeah.
Done. Present here, it will be updated in the ARP.
No. You have to record. He used to give me some. Benefit by you. What are you doing? Assignment. Okay, I sent you that on. Yeah. There's an RCP. How many like